Hello there, and welcome to the wild world of blockchain. Now, I know what you're thinking. Isn't blockchain just for those weird cryptocurrency things? And well, you're not entirely wrong. Blockchain technology did start with Bitcoin, but it's about to get a whole lot more interesting. Think of blockchain like the internet, but instead of sharing cat videos, we're talking about sharing ownership of real-world assets. That's right, things like houses, cars, and even pieces of art can be represented and traded on a blockchain. Now, you might be asking yourself, why would I want to put my house on the blockchain? Good question. The answer is simple: efficiency, transparency, and security. With blockchain, transactions are faster, cheaper, and more secure than traditional methods. Plus, everything is recorded on a public ledger, so there's no more hiding shady deals. But how do we actually put these real-world assets onto the blockchain? That's where ERC 3643 comes in. But we'll get to that in a minute. First, let's talk about the potential. Imagine a world where you could buy a house with the click of a button, or invest in a piece of art without ever leaving your couch. That's the promise of blockchain-based asset ownership, and it's closer than you might think. So buckle up, because we're about to dive into the exciting world of ERC 3643 and see how it's changing the game for good. All right, let's talk ERC 3643. Now, I know what you're thinking. You promised to make this simple, and now you're throwing around acronyms like it's nobody's business. Don't worry, I got you. Think of ERC 3643 as a set of rules, a kind of digital rulebook for creating tokens that represent real-world assets on the blockchain. In simple terms, it's like taking a physical asset, say a car, and creating a digital twin of it on the blockchain. This digital twin, or token, can then be bought, sold, and traded just like any other cryptocurrency. But ERC 3643 is more than just a digital twin maker. It's also designed to handle the complexities of real-world assets. For example, let's say you own a share of a company. That share comes with certain rights and obligations like voting rights or dividend payments. ERC 3643 can be programmed to automatically manage these rights and obligations, ensuring that everything is handled correctly and efficiently. No more waiting for paper certificates or dealing with mountains of paperwork. So why is this a big deal? Well, for starters, it means that we can now represent and trade practically any asset on the blockchain. From real estate to stocks, bonds to intellectual property, the possibilities are practically endless. This opens up a whole new world of investment opportunities for everyone, not just the Wall Street bigwigs, but wait, there's more. ERC 3643 also comes with built-in compliance features that make it easier for businesses to navigate the often murky waters of regulation. We'll delve deeper into that in the next section, but for now, just know that ERC 3643 is making it easier and safer to invest in real-world assets using blockchain technology. Now, before you go thinking that ERC 3643 is some kind of lawless Wild West of finance, let me assure you that's not the case. In fact, one of the most important features of ERC 3643 is its focus on compliance. See, the world of traditional finance is full of rules and regulations, and for good reason. These rules are there to prevent fraud, money laundering, and other financial shenanigans. And when it comes to blockchain, compliance is even more important. That's why ERC 3643 has built-in features that help businesses comply with Know Your Customer, KYC, and anti-money laundering, AML regulations. These features allow businesses to verify the identity of their users and ensure that all transactions are above board. Think of it like a digital bouncer, checking IDs at the door to make sure only the right people are getting in. But ERC 3643's compliance features go beyond just KYC and AML. The standard is also designed to be flexible enough to adapt to different regulatory environments around the world. This means that businesses can use ERC 3643 to tokenize assets in a way that complies with the specific laws of their jurisdiction. This is a big deal, as it paves the way for the global adoption of blockchain-based asset ownership. So there you have it. ERC 3643 isn't just about disrupting the financial industry, it's about doing so responsibly and within the bounds of the law. Section 4, speeding up transactions, no more snail mail. Let's be honest, nobody enjoys dealing with the traditional financial system. It's slow, it's clunky, and it's about as exciting as watching paint dry.
I mean, who has time to wait weeks for a wire transfer to go through, or deal with mountains of paperwork just to buy a stock? Thankfully, ERC 3643 is here to save the day with its ability to speed up transactions. Remember those digital twins we talked about earlier? Well, because they're on the blockchain, they can be transferred much faster than traditional assets. Think of it like sending an email versus sending a letter through the postal service. One is practically instantaneous, while the other, well, let's just say it requires a bit more patience.
But it's not just about speed. ERC 3643 also automates many of the steps involved in traditional asset transfers. Remember those compliance features we talked about? They come in handy here too, by automatically verifying identities and ensuring that all the necessary checks are performed. This eliminates the need for manual intervention, further speeding up the process and reducing the likelihood of errors. So, with ERC 3643, you can say goodbye to those agonizing wait times and hello to a world where financial transactions happen at the speed of, well, the blockchain. Section 5. TREX, the engine behind ERC 3643's power. Now I know what you're thinking. John, this all sounds great, but what's actually powering these ERC 3643 tokens? Well, my friends, that's where TREX comes in. And no, I'm not talking about the extinct dinosaur, although that would be pretty cool. TREX, in this case, stands for Token for Regulated Exchanges. Catchy, right? Think of TREX as the engine that drives ERC 3643. It's a set of standards and protocols specifically designed for regulated financial institutions to issue and manage security tokens. This means that TREX ensures that all ERC 3643 tokens meet the highest standards of security, compliance, and interoperability. In simpler terms, TREX is like the conductor of an orchestra, making sure that all the different instruments, or in this case financial institutions, are playing in harmony. It provides a standardized framework for issuing, trading, and settling security tokens, which makes it easier for businesses to adopt blockchain technology without having to reinvent the wheel. So the next time you hear about ERC 3643, remember that TREX is working behind the scenes to make sure everything runs smoothly and securely.